Hello, and thank you for joining me today. You are welcome to Olabooks International. My name is Adeola. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of themes in literature, as well as I will finish reading chapter 10 of Colors of Love. So stay tuned. All right, so right now I'm going to start explaining to you what is the themes, what are the importance of themes in literature. According to this website, Pen and the Pad, a theme is the general message or statement about a subject that all the elements of a story or a poem work together to develop. I agree. I so much agree with this definition. Why? This definition is asking us, what is the topic we are exploring in this story? So when you pick up a book to read, what are you looking forward to? What is it that the author is explaining, is trying to tell us about? So the truth is, every work of literature contains a stated or implied general message about life and the world, or at least how the narrator or author has observed it to function. This is why there are certain books you like to read. There are certain books you do not like to read. So, giving you examples of themes, I'm going to share with you some of the themes that you will find in my books. I write children books, I write adult books. In so far, I have 2 adult novels published and 1 stage play published. So, I'm going to share with you the themes in each one of these adult books. So let's talk about Good Pedigree, the latest novel I have. We have the themes of materialism, we have jealousy, we have love, envy, diligence, piety, distrust, treachery, home training, discipline, redemption, and more. It depends on how much you are able to absorb from the story as you read it. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the very first play I wrote. The only play I have published right now. I have another one in the making. It's going to be out soon. Okay, so the play is titled The Waiting Room and the Christmas Present. So the story, The Christmas Present, predominantly is talking about Christmas and the gifts that Christmas has for us. While the story, The Waiting Room in itself, is talking about, Africans, immigrants, and all of that. So the next book I want to talk about is Colors of Love, the very one I am still reading. Okay, in Colors of Love, you will find Christian romance, you will find the themes of fiction, love, betrayal, frustration, decision-making, and the like. So these are some of the themes you will find in my books because these are the issues in the society that have caught my attention. And I'm trying to relate it to the world the way I've seen it or the way I believe it, to be. So that is my part. That is why I have Olabooks Readers Reviews, where we can rub minds, where you can say, oh, I disagree with you on that point. Oh, I agree with you on that point. Oh, this is so much like the story I've heard before. This is so much a relatable story. That is why I have this. So please keep coming with your comments. I hear you when you call me and you tell me a few things. I see you when you drop me a comment on my different social media pages. So if these themes are interesting to you, you may want to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so that you will be notified the next time I drop another video, and leave me a comment. Thank you for your time. Now let's get into the story. Colors of Love, Chapter 10, page 103. At the same time, Susan was living with her Aunt Joy. She had a husband and 5 children, 2 boys and 3 girls. Susan kept her belongings in a corner in the girls' room. The couch in the living room was her bed at night. She was working in a convenience store on Preston Road, Houston, Texas. And what she earned was barely enough for her to save enough to get her own apartment. Her aunt would have helped her to secure a place if she had had the money. Susan was saving some money but wasn't sure exactly when there would be enough, as there were bills for her to pay and contribute to the upkeep of the house. She also had to send money to her family back in Imo State. It wasn't easy for her to save, but she kept on hoping she would find a second job to be able to save enough. She was tired of sleeping on the couch. She also overheard Aunt Joyce's husband complaining about her stay with them. Her sweet aunt had apologized on her behalf and requested that he gave her more time. She said she was working on moving out to her own place. As Susan walked away from Tosin's car that night, she thought about what she'd said about her room. She really longed to have a room to herself. She knew her dream would come to pass one day. Walking into the house, she found the whole family sitting at the dining table, eating dinner. She greeted them warmly and walked in briskly to change from her wet clothes before the girls would be ready for their room. She had barely finished dressing up when her aunt knocked and walked into the room. Her message was simple. Susan was given 2 months to get herself a place to live. They'd been generous enough by allowing her to stay with them for the past 3 months. That night, she barely slept. It was enough to worry that she didn't have enough money. How would she find a place to live in? She had asked her aunt to help her look around, but she said she had to find a way by herself. She was old enough to know what to do. This is America. Nobody will live your life for you, were her cold words. Susan wasn't asking anyone to live her life for her. She only needed assistance. She had been around for less than a year. She didn't know how to go about getting an apartment to live in. She thought about her aunt's words once again, and she concluded those words were a repeated version of her husband's words. She had heard him say those words a couple of times before. The lunch date was perfect. They enjoyed each other's company. By the end of the dinner, Tosin felt like he had known her for ages. She told him everything about herself, leaving out the fact that she slept in the living room. She didn't want to tell him what hurt the most on a first date. They had an excellent time. That was it. He didn't have to formally ask her to date him. They just got closer each time. The relationship blossomed and they went everywhere together. She had to eventually tell him about her predicament. And he surprised her by renting a one-bedroom apartment for her. He paid the rent monthly. She was more than grateful. That was it. She viewed him as her husband. He was everything to her. She could barely do anything without bringing him into it. She was head over heels in love with him. Then came the pregnancies. 3 precisely. He had requested she get rid of them until he was ready for marriage. Although it hurt her to have to do the abortions, the idea coming from him made it perfect for her. She thought she had found the right man to be married to. Susan did not play hard to get, but Carrie did. That got his attention. Carrie carried herself with her respect and dignity. She didn't care if he was there or not. She went about her businesses. Then he found out she was from a wealthy family. He had always wanted to be married to a girl brought up with a silver spoon. That was Carrie. Tosin was from a poor family, but was able to work hard enough to be comfortable. That was not enough. If he had had a wife from an influential family, that would complement his humble background. That would be a surety that he would never return to poverty. Poverty stinks. He never wanted it around him. He also found out that Carrie was a good Christian. She went to church regularly and she was prayerful. He was stunned when she told him she was going to pray about him asking her out before she could say yes. He had expected her to say he should give her some time, but pray? He did not expect that. That also added to his determination to marry into her wealthy and prominent family with its solid Christian background. He didn't need to seek any further. He had found his soulmate. He was overjoyed when she said yes to his proposal. He worshipped her, more out of respect than of love, but thought it was love. He was also a Christian but didn't go to church regularly. He believed Jesus is the Lord and he believed in miracles. He got closer to God when he was dating Carrie, and he was surprised when she told him she had a revelation about him warming up to God. That was true. Coming back from his reverie, he thought about his weekend with Susan. That had revealed to him whom he loved. He should have left Carrie alone, but he didn't. Well, he would show the world that he could eat his cake and have it too. He was determined to live the double life if Susan could cope with it, and if Carrie never found out about it. He would make himself the sweetest husband ever. Every woman loves to be pampered. Now that Carrie was pregnant, Tosin promised himself to make her as comfortable as ever. He used to keep chains of girlfriends, and he was able to manage them. Managing mature women shouldn't be a problem now. End of chapter 10. So, Tosin would like to eat his cake and still have it back. How possible is that? Well, he's saying he's going to make it possible. So today I just want to talk to women, women, ladies, girls, who think because they are so good, they are living the kind of life they would love to live, they are following their parents' lead, they are prayerful, they are Christians, maybe they are not even Christians, maybe they are just living their lives the way they think is right. They are being modest, they are keeping themselves, they are doing so many good things, and they know they are good people. And if you are someone like that and you think that is the reason why you will get a good spouse, forget it. That is not the only criteria for getting a good spouse. I believe you should learn from Carrie. Now, at this point in the story, you should know that Carrie has made the wrong choice, because right now her husband has gone back to his ex. So what am I trying to say? Men would see these good qualities in you, and because they see these good qualities in you, they want to keep you for themselves. Now, they have found something good and they want to keep it. You who had the good thing, have you found something good? Don't hook up with a man because the man appreciates you alone, because the man likes you, because the man loves you, because the man respects you alone. You should go along with a man. You should date a man. You should marry a man who does not only appreciate you, but who you yourself appreciate. Who you yourself is bold enough to introduce to people as a good person. Who you are convinced within you that is a good person. Listen to me. You are a gold. Many people want you out there. Go for someone who will not only say you are gold, who will treat you as gold. Go for someone you yourself can point to as gold. Do you know what you will do to yourself if you marry someone basically because that person just appreciates you for being gold and he himself not being gold? Do you know what you're doing to yourself? You are saving up headaches for yourself in the future. Because when this person shows you the other side of them, you would regret ever becoming friends with them, not to talk of getting married to them, not to talk of, having children for them, not to even talk of agreeing to live with them. Until next time when I come your way again, if you like this video, if you agree with me or disagree with me, leave me a comment. Let me know. If you have ever been through a situation like this before, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And until next time when I come your way again, I say bye.